Enjoy Christmas fantastic offers with Hisense. From smart Android TVs with Bluetooth and a warranty of 2 years to fridges and newly introduced chest freezers with a 5-year compressor warranty. Offers are running in leading supermarkets and electronic stores countrywide until 10th January 2021. Hurry to get one today till stocks last. Terms and conditions apply.
Africanacity is Lona Ruto recycling plastic waste into fencing poles that preserve the planet. At ABSA, we love Africanacity.
That's when she replied, "Give me one good reason to stay with you." Nikamtumia 100 reasons to be my boo. Akanisho unabonga sana kwa text lakini in real life when I'm timid. Hapo nika get minutes ya kupaint picture vivid. Akasema ati I'm in demand. Unadhani DM yangu ni MD? Kumbe nilikuwa nishasotiwa na 100 MB.
Call, SMS and browse from only 10 shillings with Telkom. Now that's power. Telkom, moving with you.
This is NTV.
Hi there, it is 1 o'clock. I'm Smriti Vidyarthi, bringing you the latest news on this Saturday afternoon. All right, our top story now. The burial of late politician Joe Nyaga is taking place this afternoon at his Kamutungi village in Mukwere South sub-county, that's in Embu. The former Cooperatives Minister passed away on December 11th after succumbing to COVID-19 related complications. We can now bring you pictures from that ceremony. His family says that Joe Nyaga suffered severe lung damage and was put on a ventilator at the Nairobi hospital. As per his wishes, before his passing, he will be buried alongside his father, and he will also be beside his grandfather's grave, which faces the hills of Mukwere. About 1,000 people are in fact expected at this burial ceremony today, including ANC party leader Musalia Mudavadi, the Speaker of the National Assembly Justin Muturi, the Cabinet Secretary for Tourism and Wildlife Najib Balala, also the Health Cabinet Secretary Mutahi Kagwe, among others. Due to the coronavirus, anyone that fails to adhere to the Ministry of Health protocols regarding mask wearing and also observing social distancing will be ejected. All right, we'll bring you clearer pictures as and when we can get them from that ceremony that's taking place this afternoon. Apologies for that. Now, religious leaders and civil society groups in Isiolo County have decried the lack of healthcare services in public health facilities due to an ongoing strike by nurses and clinical officers. They're calling on interested parties to reach to a consensus so as to avert more damage. The strike has been on for close to 2 weeks now and has dealt a big blow to the public.
Juzi madaktari waliweka vikwazo na kusema tarehe fulani tutagoma. Mimi nafikiria serikali itaondoa mambo ya BBI na kurudia kwa maisha ya binadamu. lakini hatujaona, hawajajali mpaka wa leo, hawajajali na watu wamekufa, wamemalizika. Naomba serikali kwa unyenyekevu sana kwamba hii bill ya health ipitishwe na watu wapate huduma, na hiyo ndio maombi yangu kubwa.
Leo tuweze kuwaomba na kuwasihi madaktari zetu wote warejelee kazini na serikali iwashughulikie, kwa sababu vile ambavyo tumepata kujua ni kwamba dispensaries nyingi zishafungwa kwa sababu wafanyikazi wamegoma. Ni vibaya kwamba jambo hili mpaka wa sasa lijasuluhishwa.
Now, with just a year left for the country to attain its goal of a 10% tree cover by 2020, the Kenya Forest Service has stepped up its tree planting campaigns across the country. At least 500 tree seedlings have been planted in Turkana County as the Kenya Forest Service seeks partnerships to boost the growth and maintenance of the trees once they've been planted. The exercise was done at the St. Monica Primary School in Lodwar in collaboration with Equity Bank and the Learning Institution. According to the KFS Turkana Conservator, the country's tree cover is currently at 4%, and more institutions in the public and private sectors have been urged to join this campaign of greening Kenya through sustainable tree planting.
Here in Loda Girls, we don't have a dining hall, so to us it is like when we have taken our lunch, we sit under it. And two, it is beautifying our compound, because if it were bare, I think it will not be a convenient environment for us to learn.
This will also protect the children, especially during the weekends when they are resting, when they are discussing, they will sit under those trees when they are doing those activities. Sometimes when it is very hot, the teachers also undertake their lessons from under the trees.
The bank has purpose to plant 3 million trees this rainy season, and this is basically to enhance our forest cover from the current under 1% to the projected 10%.
Ni kazi ngumu sana upande wa Turkana kwa sababu ya hali ya anga. Turkana hatupati mvua ya kutosha, pia mchanga yetu sio ile safi sana ambayo inaweza kustahimili miti. Kwa hivyo ni changamoto, lakini kwa uwezo wa Mungu na washikadau tunajaribu kama shirika na pia na wale ambao wanatusaidia kuendekeza kupanda miti ili tufikishe zaidi ya 10%.
Now, stone quarries in Molo in Nakuru County have been put on the spot over the rise in fatal accidents, the latest having killed 3 children. At the burial service for the 3 who drowned in a quarry last week in Mukwere area, residents and leaders have asked for tougher penalties for miners who fail to fill up the quarries once they've completed extraction. The 3 siblings died while trying to save one who had slipped into the flooded quarry while they were returning home from an errand.
Kuna wengi ambao wanalia hawana watoto. Kwa hivyo hata kama umewaachia kazi pale nyumbani, please monitor vile wanaenda. Ujue ako wapi kwa wakati fulani. Tuwachunge sana.
Itajulikana kwamba kazi ya backfilling wakati ya mining, tunaelewa kwamba katika mining kuna pesa ambayo inapatiwa kwa pesa fulani inapatiwa kwa county na kuna percentage fulani pia inaenda national government. Na ninataka kuunga mkono Madam CEO wa disaster kusema watarudi tena kuhakikisha kwamba management ya mahali vitu zimechimbwa, mining zimefanywa, inakuwa ni ya management ya nani, backfilling ni kazi ya nani, na kama ni kazi ya mtu fulani ama ni kazi ya community ama ni kazi ya wenye wanasimamia, itafanywa kwa njia na
Now, the COVID-19 pandemic has hurt the country's tourism sector, and to help ease the pain, the government has injected a 6 billion shilling stimulus package into the sector. Also, in a bid to promote tourism and hotels affected by the pandemic, Cabinet Secretary for Tourism and Wildlife, Najib Balala, visited the Taita Hills Wildlife Sanctuary in Savo West National Park. NTV's Bill Otieno has more.
Taita Hills and Salt Lake in Savo Conservation Area are among the Kenya's safari lodges that will traditionally be full to capacity at this time of the year, with tourists basking in the December sunshine while taking in the breathtaking views of Kenya's wildlife and scenery. But the COVID-19 pandemic has left hundreds of hotel rooms empty, punching a blow to the country's tourism sector and forcing the government to re-strategize.
So we in the government and KWS, we are coming with a clear strategy. How do we come and revamp Savo, both Savo East, Savo West, and also now we will involve the conservancies around here to see how best we can be able to revive tourism in a big way here.
The government also plans to digitize travel and tourism in Kenya, but is also challenging the tourism stakeholders to find ways to attract the local market to survive the heat of the pandemic.
And as much as COVID has created a challenge, it's an opportunity for us to think better, to also adjust. The domestic market is very important. So value the domestic market, both in pricing, in service, in experience, in product.
The sector received a 6 billion stimulus package from the government to help it recover from negative impact of COVID-19 and provide soft loans to hotels and tourism players. Bill Otieno, NTV, Taita Taveta.
Now, James Mukwere, the late Member of Parliament for Kabuchai, is being laid to rest today in Sanandiki village, that's in Bungoma County. He passed away earlier this month on December 4th after battling COVID-19. Our reporter Zacchaeus Mwasame is at the burial ceremony and joins us live now. Mwasame, what can you tell us about the activities there?
Thank you so much, Smriti. We are coming to you from Sanandiki village here in Kabuchai constituency, Bungoma County, where the burial ceremony for the late James Mukwere, the MP for Kabuchai, is underway. We have had a number of leaders come here to mourn with the family and friends. Key to note was the Deputy President William Ruto, who was here earlier on, but he has left. And then we have a number of leaders. As we speak now, Smriti, speeches are going on, especially from the MPs who are his colleagues. They are mourning Mukwere, mentioning him as a person who was at the forefront of making sure that the common mwananchi's interests are put at the forefront to make sure that he changes the community. We also have to note that this particular ceremony had some sort of tension earlier on because, remember, James Mukwere was a Ford Kenya MP, and we have had the rivalry between the leadership in the party, that is the group that's led by the Bungoma Senator Moses Wetangula and Athanas Wafula Omunyinyi, who also claims to be the party leader. But that has not come up yet here. It is calm. Things are going on as usual. We have had tight security almost everywhere at this particular primary school. And also, now, if we go back to the speech by the Deputy President, he was candid that the championing of the BBI process must be inclusive, that common mwananchi must be included, and that the document at hand should be looked into collectively to make sure that everybody has been involved in the whole process. Also insisting that the constitution should be mwananchi centered and not to cater for the interests of leaders alone. And therefore, we have several leaders also attending this ceremony. Smriti, we have the COG chair, that's Wycliffe Ambetsa Oparanya. We have had the ANC leader, Musalia Mudavadi, has also just checked in, and a contingent of other leaders from across the country to mourn with the family of the late James Mukwere, who was, until his demise, was a Ford Kenya MP here. And therefore, we are keeping an eye, Smriti, to make sure that we give you an update of what could be happening here at our subsequent bulletins. For now, from here in Sanandiki Village, Kabuchai constituency, my name is Zakis Masame. In fact,
Zakis Mwasama coming to us live from Bungoma. Thanks very much for that update. All right, in other news, the national flag carrier Kenya Airways will now rely on onward code sharing to access the vast European market, following a mutual agreement to terminate the joint venture corporation with Air France KLM Group effective September 1st, 2020, or rather 2021. The joint venture operation between KQ and KLM, which dates back to November 1997, was first suspended earlier this year due to the disruptive effects of the COVID-19 pandemic. The joint venture has been instrumental in KQ's performance, allowing the national flag carrier to cooperate with KLM in developing schedules and fares and to share generated revenue and costs for the core routes between Nairobi and Amsterdam. While this development comes at a time when efforts to renationalize KQ have run into headwinds, with various stakeholders decrying poor public participation in the exercise. KQ CEO Alan Kilabuka says the termination of the joint venture will allow KQ to offer additional options connecting through gateways in the European market. All right, at this point, we can now take you back to the burial ceremony of the late politician Joe Nyaga at his Kamutungi village in Mbere South sub-county in Embu. The former Cooperatives Minister passed away on December 11th after succumbing to COVID-19 related complications. All right, apologies for that. It seems that the signal is playing up, but actually it's back. So let's listen in for a moment.
And yet, we did not do it. I was a bit troubled that we worked so hard, but we were still being pushed by those in charge. Why did we only wear shoes having a bath in the evening, after a bath in the evening, and Sundays when we drove to Embu for Sunday service? Dad tried to ease things a bit because later he bought a bicycle and I passed, after I passed my common entrance examination, on which I will carry some of you, my siblings. Later in life, I came to appreciate that what our parents did to us was good in preparing us well the world would eventually grow into. My friend Peter Nyongo could not.
All right, at this point, let's take a quick break on NTV at 1. There's more when we return. Don't go far.
Mabati Factory offers best quality mabati at the most affordable prices. We pride in over 10 years experience. Our products have 15-year warranty and are KEB certified. We manufacture box profile, Europe tile, Jenga tile, corrugated profile, among others in a wide variety of colors. Enjoy our free delivery in just 72 hours. To order, call us now on 0111 050 700. Ruiru Mabati Factory, mali safi kwa bei poa.
Jana ulipotea hivyo baada ya kupepa ule mtemu kwa potapota ukaenda hivi. Unajua huyo mrembo alinipeleka hadi kwa nyumba. Nikasema mimi siedi kugulalisha masikio. Nikatapa shughuli.
Gawa, mbona mjipendi?
Kwa nini?
Yaani unawezaje patana tu na mtu kwa street alafu uende ukachapiane naye?
Kalishizo mashine.
Ulitumia raba eh?
Kwani bado mnatumia raba?
Okay, ngoja niulize jamaa. Nani hapa hivi amepimwa hivi majuzi?
Pale kwa Mwangi. Si ni 10 bob.
Sijasema kupimwa weight. Saa hizi kupimwa HIV ni haraka na ni bure. Unaweza pimwa kwa clinic na bado unaweza jipimia kwa nyumba yako wewe mwenyewe na self test kit 500 peke yake.
Niende nipimwe, nichipate niko positive. Unajua hakuna kitu naogopa kama hiyo.
Kuko na madawa na kuko na counseling na utaishi maisha yako normal tu. Kuko na HIV si eti ni mwisho.
Wewe uko nayo?
Mimi nilishapima.
Unapoendelea kujikinga kutokana na HIV, Tafadhali zingatia taratibu zote za serikali za kujikinga na virusi vya corona.
Hivi, afya bora, maisha bora. Jipime, jiinue.
This Christmas, jaza kwa sababu there's a whooping 1 million bob to be won. All you have to do ni kupiga shopping worth 1,500 and above. Na uko ndani ya draw. Krisi, ibambe na Quickmart. Quickmart, fresh and easy.
Ngeni, pole su imejaa.
Nini? Tunakujua kwa nini wazee wetu wanapotelea kwako.
Ndio tuko tunataka kujua siri yako.
Siri ndio hiyo. Introducing the new salad oil with a spout for easy use. Comes packed with omega 6 and 9 and vitamin A and D and at a price that doesn't dent your wallet.
Leo utakula nyumbani.
Salad. Siri ndio hiyo.
Experience the all-new PesaPup app from Family Bank. Enjoy a fresh new look with simplified navigation, access instant loans, save and earn interest, pay your bills, send and receive money locally and abroad, buy airtime and so much more. Download PesaPup app and make your banking convenient, easier and faster. PesaPup ni pesa bila stress. Family Bank, with you for life. Family Bank is regulated by the Central Bank of Kenya.
It's always a full house this season when the family comes together.
To reconnect.
One thing we do, we watch GoTV. We love it.
It is everyone's favorite place this festive season.
Miss out. Get GoTV decoder kwa shilingi 1999.
GoTV. Love it.
This Christmas, Quickmart wamesema wacha trolley isuffocate. Wacha trolley ichoke. Jaza kwa sababu there's a whooping 1 million bob to be won. All you have to do ni kupiga shopping worth 1,500 and above. Na uko ndani ya draw. Krisi, ibambe na Quickmart. Quickmart, fresh and easy.
Do you know that managing your business can be made easier using Robipo's point of sale or ERP software both online and offline? Robisearch Limited offers the best point of sale system that can manage your stock, sales, various reports, invoices, accounting, accommodation, payroll, production, serial number, and Lipa na M-Pesa real-time module. We also offer bulk SMS services, biometric time attendance system for company and schools that sends SMS alerts upon check-in and check-out with pocket money management module. Grab the offer now.
The new Maisha Aluzinc Mabati from Maisha Mabati Limited. For the first time in Kenya, a roofing product that combines aesthetics with proven resilience. Its unique combination of aluminium and zinc gives it a 5 times longer lifespan than normal Mabati, thanks to the excellent state-of-the-art mill. It has 20 years lifespan, it's easy to install, it's flexible and durable, it stands up to severe weather conditions, has good abrasion and rust resistance, it's affordable and is approved by the Kenya Bureau of Standards and is available countrywide. It can be used for all applications. Always insist on Maisha Aluzinc Mabati, a product of Maisha Mabati Rolling Mills, Ruiru.
Welcome back. Now, the government has outlined an elaborate plan toward reviving the ailing coffee sector. This is according to Agriculture CS Peter Munya, who is calling for changes and serious auditing. Martin Mwara with more.
CS Peter Munya was speaking in Githunguri, Kiambu County, when he met coffee society stakeholders. He says there is an elaborate plan to revive the coffee sector.
Mkutano huu hawa wakulima si wameisha already, wamemalizwa na hiyo mandeni na uizi. Serikali imekuja kuwasaidia, na sisi kama serikali kazi yetu ni kusaidia mkulima pale amekaliwa. Ndio tunatengeneza sheria mpya kuhakikisha mkulima amepata nguvu, kwa sababu kahawa ni yake.
CS Munya calling for the disbandment of all the coffee societies, which he says are the main problem in the region.
We want that thing to be dissolved immediately.
kwa sababu wametunyanyasa sana. Wakati wakajenga Nairobi naye mheshimiwa, sio ya kusaidia wakulima, ni ya kwenda kujenga Nairobi.
Hiyo maloni tutafanya investigation, hatua ya kisheria ichukuliwe. Wale wamechukua maloni wafuatwe, kwa sababu huwezi kuchukua maloni kwa niaba ya wakulima uende ukajenge manyumba ama upore mali fulani. Hiyo ni criminal.
Munya is also pleading with MPs and senators not to politicize coffee reforms.
Wale society watakubali kupeleka new KPC watapata bei nzuri. Wale private millers wetu guarantee, kwa sababu sisi hatusimamii. Unaelewana? Yeah. Lakini pia tumeweka costs. Tumefanya capping. Kama ni milling maximum ndio hii. Milling loss maximum ndio hii.
Mkulima wa kahawa amekuwa akinyanyazwa na cartels wengi sana. Na hii bill kwa kifupi inakuja kuondoa hao cartels wote.
The CS has also issued a strong warning to private millers who engage in coffee theft, leaving farmers and societies counting losses. Coffee farmers present say they're optimistic of the return of profitable days for the cash crop that flourished in 1970s.
The government has consolidated assets worth at least 119 billion shillings through the signing of a joint operation agreement involving the Kenya Ports Authority, Kenya Pipeline Corporation and Kenya Railway Corporation. Chairpersons of the state corporation have signed a joint operating agreement which will establish a framework to handle specific duties to enhance efficiency along the corridor. Fatuma Bugu has more.
With the signing of the agreement, the Kenya Ports Authority, Kenya Pipeline Corporation and Kenya Railway Corporation will now start working under the ambit of Kenya Transport and Logistics Network.
This network also establishes monitoring and evaluation framework to ensure that the joint operating agreement and the various plans, the strategic plans, business plans, annual and medium-term plans, including even work plans, the various schedules, are implemented as stipulated, and whether the objective of the Executive Order number 5 of 2020 are achieved.
The agreement identifies what needs to be done by which agency, whether alone or jointly.
We want everybody to shape up, because there's no time to babysit you, there's no time to nurse your ego, there's no time to move with your speed. We are going to move with our speed. If you can't cope, then it's quite unfortunate. We have to look for alternative.
Due to modern technology, the economic impact of new trade agreements and changes in the regulatory environment have caused a rethink in distribution strategy, with many institutions aiming for greater efficiency.
Somebody was saying it is easier to import through the port of Durban. You can imagine, you can fathom the distance, the logistical nightmare. And yet, when you are here, we cannot deliver the same cargo to the neighboring country, which is less than 500 kilometers. But others who have traveled over 10,000 kilometers or even more are able to deliver. That's how you really make yourself unmarketable. And those are things that we cannot wait any longer.
Fatuma Bugu, NTV, Mombasa County.
Further afield, hundreds of schoolboys have been reunited with their parents in Nigeria after they were seized in a mass abduction claimed by Boko Haram. The students were received in the governor's office by President Muhammadu Buhari.
Exhausted and disheveled, hundreds of Nigerian schoolboys experienced their first full day of freedom on Friday after almost a week-long ordeal. For this mother, seeing her son again was an overwhelming moment as she clung onto him with a protective embrace.
I feel very happy for me to find my son in this episode that has happened. I'm grateful to Almighty Allah for him to scare him out of everything.
The boys were seized in a mass abduction by Boko Haram last Friday. The circumstances of their release remain unclear, and relief at their survival was overshadowed with concern that many others could still be captive. Looking worn out, the boys were brought to the governor's office in Katsina in northwestern Nigeria, where they were received by President Muhammadu Buhari.
I came here to see you and rejoice with you all as God has saved us all from this calamity. I wish everything that has happened You should all try to forget about the unfortunate incident and focus more on your education.
The mass assault by armed men on a rural school in Kankara was initially blamed on criminal gangs who have terrorized the region for years. But on Tuesday, Boko Haram, the brutal jihadist group, claimed responsibility. UN Chief Antonio Guterres has urged Nigeria to make increased efforts to safeguard schools and educational facilities in the country.
A bit of sports news now, and Borussia Dortmund's Bundesliga title aspirations suffered a fresh dent last night as they crashed to a 2-1 defeat at Union Berlin. On the night, their striker, Yusufa Mukwere, became the league's youngest ever goal scorer. After Liverpool loanee Taiwo Awoniyi Vidyarthi. But we leave you with Bullseye, and it was a week when some lost, others won, with new styles of self-consolation emerging. The end seemed to justify the means amid frenzied attempts to win hearts and minds, as Emmanuel Juma now reports on Bullseye. Overconfidence, some say, could be a sign of insecurity, but still very necessary in a political battlefield.
The dance was vigorous, assured. Boga was ready, and that assurance flowed through Baba's veins.
Hii uchaguzi si tu hapa. Si hapa tu Kwale, si hapa Mzambweni peke yake. Manake hii ni dalili ya kuonyesha kwamba tunaelekea wapi.
Aha, see the significance of the Msambweni mini poll? It is a national issue after all.
Sasa tunaelekea kwa hii mambo ya BBI. Na sasa mchujo ya kuangalia kama tuko tayari ni mambo kama haya, hii ya Kwale hii. Kuna kama timu ya BBI itashinda au itashinda. Kwa hivyo ikiwa kama ODM unaweza kushindwa hapa, BBI itakuwa na shida.
Now, that could only be said by a man who was 100% sure.
Congratulations, Bwana Faisal.
Did I say Boga was ready? Yes, he was. Only that he was not ready to be cooked.
Tumewapa jibu lile Raila alikuwa anataka ya kwamba Boga ameanguka Msambweni, BBI finito.
Baba's words were now being used against him.
I did not talk about the BBI nationally. I just said the BBI would have a problem in Msambweni.
Come on, Agwambo. And this?
Hii uchaguzi si tu hapa. Si hapa tu Kwale, si hapa Msambweni peke yake.
But you also need to know that this independent candidate was actually a member of ODM.
Okay, anyway, they say a bad excuse is better than none.
I'm not really trying to have excuses.
But where she is concerned, no excuses needed. She just says and does as she pleases.
Mimi siwezi jibizana na hawa hapana level yangu, hata siwajui, hata majina yao siwajui.
Sisi hatujui majina, anataka Ruto. Ruto si size yake, sisi watoto wadogo tumempeleka vizuri.
It's personal, and these people who do not know each other will fight anywhere and anytime they meet.
We don't fear Joho. We respect Joho, but we don't fear him.
Ndio maana tumemchapa.
Na ndio maana tumechapana asubuhi.
Joho. My friend, mimi hata uniote unishtui.
It is a supremacy battle with a difference. And here too was a man who loves to be superior and in the process walking himself into trouble. Mike was arriving for judgment.
Governor Mike Mbuvi Songo of Nairobi City County stands impeached.
And with that, the political obituary of the flamboyant city father had been written. Here is a preview of his political journey.
Without shame, Sonko kept dropping to the ground, laying prostrate in what he thinks must be the best way of identifying with the people. Sonko was showing his other side, raw anger.
And did you see a clean-shaven man, Gidi? He is on a recruitment mission, but then...
Huyu jamaa, babake alikuwa Legico 1957. Sasa mimi nataka nimwambie kutoka 1957 akakuwa rais 24 years. Mimi najua wewe ukifungua mkono kidogo namna hii sisi tutashiba.
Gideon Moi Mkonogamu? That can't be true. Engineer, what's your advice to Gide?
Wacha tuketi Gideon tafadhali. Naregeza mkono vile uliambiwa tafadhali. Legeza mkono, okay? Au namna gani? Yeah, lazima mtu alegeze mkono.
The doctari has a lot to learn. A lot.
Twende hiyo safari. Na vile nilisema huko Nairobi, risasi moja itatoka.
Clearly, Gidi is on a journey.
Maneno ya Raila, mimi nasema riswa.
As for Malulu Injendi, it's a back and forth journey. Here he was, getting ready for the reggae dance.
Na wewe kama na wewe tuliongea na wewe huko umeniambia tunaenda kuona Raila, si ningekataa.
How do you call that? A defection or a redefection?
Mimi nashangaa mbona nilikuwa natetemeka mikono? Mbona? Mimi nikatetemeka mikono mpaka sasa Raila akafikiria mimi na dance reggae na mimi sikuwa na dance reggae.
You take my breath away, Malulu Injendi. Emmanuel Juma, Bullseye, NTV.